Introducing Jake Johnson, Ross Johnson, and Jacob Weber. This is The Reach Around.
Well, welcome to the Reach Around podcast. My name's Jacob Weber. That's Jake and Ross Johnson. They're cousins. I'm just the guy they picked up in junior high. Listen, this is not as easy as it looks. Appreciate that we're here and doing this, because I tell you what, this has been nothing but frustrating. But hey, it's Saturday night, and we're here. So let's get on with the fucking show. I don't even know what the hell we're talking about. I mean, we're basically just wanting to start a podcast because we feel like maybe there's like a creative void left in our life, and we have all been kind of have like this fellow mutual interest in doing this. So it has been a couple months in the making, and we're at least one attempt completely wasted due to me living in what is essentially Section 8 housing with really trash free internet. But hey, you know, maybe someday we might have a Patreon and we can get first me out of poverty, and then we can pay for all of Ross's 5 kids and their college. So anyway, yes, of course. So yeah, I guess to go from here, I guess we might as well introduce ourselves. I just introed, so that means one of you two are going first.
Ross.
All right, I am Ross. Been friends with Jacob since what? 7th grade?
I think so.
What's that? 17 years now? Crazy how fast that goes. But no, just like Jacob said, this is something that we enjoy doing here on the weekends, and something that we hope to fill a void and some sort of creativity in our lives. But born and raised in Lawrence, got 26 kids, married for 5 years. It's been great. But other than that, you know, we work day to day as a banker, so that's an interesting time right now. A lot of fun stuff going on there. But other than that, I'm looking forward to it, guys. I'm excited, man. This is a long time coming. Took about 3 weeks to get Jacob's mic to work, so.
Yeah, amongst other things.
Hell yeah.
Jake.
Yep, Jake from State Farm. Get my khakis on. We got known these jokesters a long time. Obviously went to junior high school together. Me and Ross have known each other since we were just knee-high to a grasshopper. I live in Oklahoma now. I ask myself what I do for work every single day. I still don't know. So we're here. We're living.
You pretty much party on Thursdays. That's all we hear about.
That's all we need.
Lots of company happy hours.
Hey, man, haven't gotten fired yet, so we'll see what happens.
What would you say you do here?
Was that me?
It's you, man.
Yes, Poppy.
Yeah, so I mean, I joined the group of us back in, I guess, junior high, South Junior High School. Yeah, just been really close ever since. I could talk about a lot of things about me, because I'm probably going to be the most open of the three, because I don't care anymore. Life has been kicking my balls in as of recently, so we're going in deep, ladies and gentlemen.
Balls deep.
Some big balls.
Maybe. Of course. Yeah, so really don't know where we're going to go with this. I think we want to kind of stick with like a standard like hour episode, and then eventually we can maybe do another, or maybe we'll switch up kind of like concept and do something. I don't know. It's going to be a work in progress. So if you're watching, please bear with us and know that you're much appreciated. And as well as, yeah, thanks for checking us out for episode 1, which will hopefully be episode 1, because this is episode 1.5, kind of. So
Pilot 0.2.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, cool, man.
So,
What were we talking about first?
I don't know. Shit, man. Right now, it's college basketball season, of course. Mm-hmm. Kansas State still playing.
I know where this is going.
We don't need to go too into it because I've been a heated day. Oh, Jake, we lose you. There we go. It's been yeah, just heads up. Oh man, yeah, it's been interesting to watch the tournament this year, especially the second game I've watched all year besides K State. So
as a K State fan and Jake and I being KU fans, it's been a fun time for us to heckle you, but I will say K-State has to make you proud right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously they've got, a good path here looking forward, but, they did beat some good teams there. And Kentucky, Michigan State, some experienced coaches, so props to them. We'll see what happens here, but
yeah.
God, I just hope that K-State is not as sour a winner as they are losers. So.
Russ, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen here. This has been fun. This has been great. I've enjoyed this a lot. Watching basketball from the school that I claim is my alumni. Or my alumni. But let's be honest here. We're losing tomorrow. I don't care what's happening. We're fucking losing tomorrow. Yeah. Loyola, Chicago, and what was the Butler? Dude, mid-majors versus K-State in the Elite Eight is not good. So, I'm preparing myself just to go in and watch tomorrow. I'll be like, well, I'm going to hope for the best, but, we'll see what happens. I'm going to keep my expectations down.
K-State brings mass chaos into the bracket because when they were in the bracket, last time, that was the year that UMBC beat Virginia, right? And then this year, their same region that K-State was in was the one that Purdue lost in the first round to who was it? Who beat them?
Florida.
Can't think of the 16 seed.
FDU.
That's why they're 16 seed.
FDU.
Anyway,
Or something, right?
No, FAU's the 9.
I think so.
I can't think of the 16, but yeah. Either way, I mean that's crazy, man. The coincidences of both those happening when K-State was in the tournament and in their region. We'll see.
It seems like there's been a lot of themes in K-State athletics that they've been unable to beat, and this is gonna. I mean, if they win tomorrow, it's fucking awesome. But I don't know.
That'd
be sweet.
It is kind of crazy to me that side of the bracket, you've got one of these teams going to the national championship: Creighton, Princeton, FAU, K-State. San Diego State, and
that's all because Creighton.
That's all. That's all
playing as we
right
speak.
now, right? Crazy. One of those teams will be in a national championship.
Yeah.
Wild.
Why not us? I know why, because God said no.
Jerome Tang.
God let you win a Big 12 championship in football, I guess.
That's all we get. That's that's a great year.
And agriculture judging too. That's good too.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, cow judging or something. Bass fishing. We have a national championship in. Yeah, no, it's pretty sweet to be a K-State fan.
Oh man,
hey, aggie deal is fun.
Put weights in your bass.
I do have to point out real quick. I was just looking at the screen. Your two heads together would equal one of my head, which is annoying because in reality, I get shit all the time about having a huge head. So. I'm glad that that's still going on. I guess I could just scoot back, but why would I do that?
Ross and I see nothing besides just a floating head.
I can't see your neck.
Good.
To be honest.
It's there. There is one. I'm not that fat. Jesus. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to try to come up with, topics every week. Maybe if it's something that, if sports really resonates with people, or if, we talked about doing conspiracy type stuff. That's kind of what
Day on
I'm
that.
prepared to do. Yeah, because I have been going down the YouTube rabbit hole as of recently at work, because I sit there and just cook and just zone out completely. So I get pretty into whatever I'm listening to. Have you guys heard a whole lot about like the people that are researching Atlantis / like ancient Egypt?
I mean, I haven't heard of what's going on with the research wise, but just the thought of that, about how we don't know anything about it, how it's underwater, all the history behind it, how long ago it was, is just wild to me. I mean, there's got to be something there that we just don't understand.
Well, it's weird because it seems like there's this long lineage of people that get within power at like universities, like I don't know, whatever it is, like the Egyptian, like National Historical Society, whatever they say goes. And so it's like, yeah, the pyramids are this old, dynastic Egyptians, or, civilization started at this specific point. But then when, since we've gone through 100 years of precision tooling and machining and everything getting better, and our technology only exponentially getting more advanced.
Have we gotten better though?
Not socially.
Do you
But,
see more
dude.
Great Pyramids?
Yes.
What's the movie with is it Idiocracy? Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, feels like what we're in right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're basically heading towards Armageddon, and maybe that's kind of where these guys are. keep looking back into the research, but what's been really cool to hear these basically insane dudes talk about is that they have been going over to Egypt, checking out the pyramids, and being like, well, like, I guess you could take this, 100,000-ton granite block and have hundreds of, like, essentially like slaves carving at this piece of stone, turning it into blocks, stacking it up into a gigantic pyramid for no reason, 6,000 years ago or whatever. They're basically looking at it with a second eye, or, looking at it after the fact and saying, well, that, again, looks way too precise. And once you start going down the rabbit hole, the theory to this whole thing is, there's been some guys that going on Joe Rogan saying, well, we think there was a very advanced civilization of humans on Earth that was older than the dynastic Egyptians, probably Atlantis, that was has been recently there's a part in the Sahara Desert that has all of the outer rings that like Pluto talked about when he first mentioned Atlantis, from 12,000 years ago or whatever. But the whole point of the Atlantis story is that, of course, Atlantis sank or went through some gigantic cataclysm. What these guys are proposing is that 11,600 years ago there was an event called the Younger Dryas, and they think it was either like a comet, asteroid hitting Earth that sent a tidal wave going across Earth that would kind of lead into all the flood stories across all of the
Biblical,
human history, basically. And it's kind of putting all the pieces together. It's like, well, what if Atlantis was real? There's a place that like is in Africa, just off of the Saharan coast. Looks like there was a clear sign of like in the water a flood, like mud plain, like it was swept into the ocean. But like, what if this extremely advanced society was then destroyed by this cataclysm, and then those people spread basically the knowledge of civilization to humans having to restart the species. And so they're like, well, if the pyramids like let's say the pyramids are older than dynastic Egyptians. Like, they didn't build them just using hand tools and slaves, which is, still a stupid idea to even really put forth. But, like, it's like, what was it for? People are saying that it's like some sort of like a power generator, like something like along the lines of like Nikola Tesla, or like it was used to basically like take sound energy from the earth, because it does, like the pyramid itself does emit a tone. Like if you're standing in one of the chambers, the resonance, you can, like, if you're really quiet, you can hear like I'm like, that's pretty dope. So it's like, we don't essentially know what's going on. It's just something that I've been really into.
Nobody knows.
Yes.
Wasn't the peak of one of them gold at one point?
Yeah, like the biggest one. Yeah. It was like it was capped with, I think, limestone on the outside, so it was like all white, and then topped with like the gold little pyramid.
Crazy, man. The whole conspiracy theory around all of that is wild to me, of how they were able to get some blocks up that high. I mean, when you think about it, you can use slaves, you can have all the time in the world, but something that heavy with that technology, I mean, one of the things I saw was like the ramp would have had to have been a mile long. I mean, you tell me that they're going to push, what was it, hundreds of tons of blocks up that 1 mile long ramp? I mean, I guess if you're slaves and you're told to do that for hundreds of years. But, sometimes it's a little bizarre. And
it doesn't take a whole lot to
just don't understand.
Right, yeah. It doesn't take a whole lot to look into like how the pace at which they said that it was made, and be like, oh, well, that doesn't seem right at all, because we can't do some of the things, some of the precision with a stone cutting we could barely do now with our technology, and so.
Well, and even then, they were saying like the time that they said it took, they would have had to put a block in place was like once every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is just, I mean, you can't even do that with modern technology. It's it's not realistic to put one in place in 5 minutes. I mean, you've got to, and given how precise it is, it's got to be positioned right and everything else. And correct me if I'm wrong, but directionally, it's got some direction parallels to it too, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like aligned, I think, like off, like half a degree off of true north. I mean, it's just like insane stuff.
It's crazy.
It's so fun to look into, because I'm sitting there just, whatever, just making lunch, just cutting carrots or something, and just like listen, like, whoa, it's fucking wild.
Oh man, it's so wild to me too. Like, what was the Mayans? How they just suddenly disappear overnight, and no one understands or knows why, and they were supposedly one of the most advanced of their time. There's just something that we will never understand, until somehow, we have some sort of proof that exists. I mean, written language is the only way we know to go back and look at that sort of stuff, and everything else is folklore and tied up in some sort of version of the truth, right? In terms of Greek gods or something like that, there's probably some sort of version of those stories that was true at one point that got morphed into some sort of embellished legend, I would have to think.
Well, I mean, just the fact that like almost all ancient civilizations have like a flood myth. It's like, once you put all the pieces together, and maybe you could just, obviously it's been a lot of time for these guys to think about this, but I just thought that it was like, that's one of the cooler ones I've heard in a while, that like, what if there was like an ancient civilization that didn't go the way of combustion engine electricity, but went like towards like sound technology that like, something weird as shit. Talking about like sorcerer's stones and all kinds of gnarly shit.
I believe it.
Why not? I mean, hey, nowadays we got UFOs flying around, and I've been, head over heels for that. All that news.
Those are real, man. Those are real. There is just no way, if the universe is as expansive as it is, and there are a number of planets just in our galaxy alone that are capable of sustaining life, and the millions and billions of galaxies that are out there with equal amounts of planets in them. It's just, there's no way that, or we're just ignorant to think that there's not some other form of life out there. You know, maybe
Right.
they're not as advanced, maybe they are, maybe we're not as advanced. It's just unrational to think that, given how expansive it is, that we are the only living species or living planet at this point in time, in this point in history, at this point in our knowledge to know, you know, that we, what we know about space. I mean, there's just no way. It's just that, or it's that divine of a moment where we just happen to be in it, which, I mean, you can think that all you want, but it just seems a little ignorant to think that there's not something else out there.
Right. I just think that with all this shit kind of happening recently, there's more sightings than ever. You know, the government's like actively talking about it and investigating it in the open. And I've always felt like this since I was a little kid. I think like whatever it is, the phenomena, like I think we're gonna see it. Whatever the tipping point is, I think that actually happens in our lifetime. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they are. I don't know who they are. Maybe they're where I stop with the ancient Egyptian Atlantis cataclysm stuff was one of these guys was like, well, like he's like one of the hot theories. He was an Australian. He's like one of the hot theories is
Vegemite.
He's like we think that maybe some of the people left Earth before. And it's like, what? Wait. It's like, were you saying that like people left Earth before this cataclysm? 10,000 years ago. That's where it gets a little. I don't know.
It's like Prometheus, man, the engineer.
Yes, I love whatever's happening right now with like all of the conspiracy stuff it's pretty great.
R.I.P. Steve Irwin, man.
Yeah, and Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, I mean, not R.I.P.
FBI just texted me on my phone.
Yeah. The NSA just entered the chat.
Oh man, that's funny. No, yeah, that whole thing, just in terms of the UFOs and what the government is hiding, makes you start to wonder what sort of other theories are out there that are actually true. Like the JFK thing, weren't we supposed to get declassified files, 20 years ago, and it just keeps getting kicked out, saying the public's not ready. Government had to have had some hand in that. I mean, I think everyone can understand that.
I followed this guy on Twitter that supposedly released a document saying that when Jimmy Carter went to speak with the CIA about UFOs, that he just, after he left that meeting, he hung his head and just sobbed and was noticeably like messed up for weeks.
Wasn't he really religious too?
Yes. it's because this document claimed that whoever was talking with Jimmy Carter was like, listen, we have a deal with the aliens. They're taking people to like Mars. We have a base there. And I was like, no, bro. It sounds cool. It sounds like a cool story, but yeah. I was like, oh my god. All right.
Or maybe Elon Musk is an alien. That's why he wants to go back. Who knows?
Maybe that's why Jimmy Carter just was like fuck it. I'm gonna stop being president. Just build homes.
Yeah.
There's no point anymore. There's nothing. There's no. I just want to provide homes for people. That's the only thing I know how to do.
He's good at it.
Yes. Yeah. He's still going. Well, I guess did he die? Is he not dead yet?
I don't know. We should look that up.
God, I wish we had a producer. Jamie, look that up.
Alex, look that up.
No, I think life is like, was that the end of the, was that Men in Black? When it just pans out from that person in Central Park and it just eventually goes to aliens rolling all the galaxies into marbles, man?
Yeah. We're basically all just like a galaxy in the, like the name tag of a cat.
Dude, I don't know, man. Like, the Matrix theory is also something that's up there that's like, wow, the more we start to understand how little we know, and everyone always talks about we're living in a simulation, start to make sense that the Matrix theory is legitimate. I mean, the fact that, we all could be in the future living as a battery, and we're all just, our bodies are just put on play in some sort of simulation. It becomes more possible every day. So
Right. Or someone came here, put us here, and then took off. And there was a gigantic cataclysm, and then humanity had to restart. Who knows?
yeah, could be.
There's only one person that put us here. It's the big man.
John.
Big man up top.
Big man up top, baby. Looking out for us each and every day.
Yeah, this is a very Catholic podcast.
Jacob and I are actually confirmed. So.
Yeah, I don't know what Jake is.
Did you guys touch little boys too, or what?
That's really sweet of you. I'm sure my family will love that.
I don't want to talk about
Love
it.
you, Webbers.
Oh, man. No. What, Jake, what do you got? You got any cool conspiracy theories?
Or anything in general.
Man, this one kind of affects all of us, I believe, because we all know somebody who's probably been affected or passed away from this. But I believe the U.S. government or governments in general have the cure to cancer, and they're just hiding
that.
it.
Yeah.
I
think you're right. I think
done
you're
enough
right.
research
They make more money
on it.
treating it.
Yep. Yeah. And, I don't know. That's just something that it's like you tell me they don't have no cure. Obviously,
Yeah. You start to wonder at some point, like,
everyone's got to make money somehow. I think we saw that during COVID times. It's like all these people were. It's like, wow, this guy, he died of a car accident, but let's just say he had COVID, so the government will give us money. Here we go.
China.
And hey, it came out confirmed. Where did it come from?
Hey, yep.
The lab.
Oh man, but Orange Man bad, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's why you're with the
Politics.
No one knows you.
Yeah.
He's savage. Well,
Was he not going to get arrested?
I thought he was or something. They had all that stuff set up outside.
Fake news.
I mean, it was a bad plan, but
Yeah. Probably not the best time to make him a martyr, but yeah. I don't know, man. I would like to try not to get too political in this podcast because
Yeah.
I feel like doing that will get you put on the one-way ticket to the wrong side, and so
get you on a one-way ticket to China.
No, it's like in Yellowstone. We're taking you to the train station.
yeah.
Yeah.
Great show. Have you guys seen the new ones, the spin-offs?
No.
Oh, 1889?
1889 was 1889 and 1923.
1883?
1883.
18, yeah, whatever the first one is, I saw that one.
Tim McGraw.
I did not see the. Yes.
Very Tim McGraw.
Will you say Tim
What?
McGraw?
Wait, do you not like Tim McGraw?
No, I love Tim McGraw.
Yeah, Tim McGraw's good. Blindside.
It's great. Yeah,
Dude, Faith Hill, she was so hot in that show.
Are you a Faith Hill fan?
No, but she was so hot in that show. It's like the first time in well, not the first time in Yellowstone, but like the old ones. Like otherwise, it's like Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. I don't want to watch two old people out in Yellowstone. I want to watch young hot people, just like Rip and I don't know, the
Beth.
redhead. Yeah, Beth. Yes, God.
But dude, in the 1923 one, there's a young Dutton and his quote unquote fiance that are like the main plot of it.
Oh, so wait, so Harrison Ford's just like a side piece of the.
I mean, he's got a.
That was
role,
in
but-
That was in 1883, right? Not 19.
No, Harrison Ford's 1923.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Sorry, I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, my man Harrison Ford's older than Ballsack, bro. Why is he?
Dude, why is he still acting? He has to be such a dick on set. He's like showing up like, "Where's my lines?"
Chewie, Get the Millennium Falcon in hyperdrive.
Dude, I bet Harrison Ford was like a menace during the Oscar season. And, like everyone's like, "Oh, like what are you gonna say to whatever the guy's? I don't remember the guy's name, but he's like, "What? Where's Short Round?"
He's got to be such a grouch, dude.
Yeah, I saw that he's going to be in the MCU, and I was like, oh man, I bet Kevin Feige's going to like walk up to him like, listen, Harrison, so like this part, like Thunderbolt Ross, big deal, and he's like, who? Like what? Who's that?
What's the MCU?
Give me my
Yeah. Just give me my sides.
Remember when we were all in Yellowstone, man? That was a good time.
Sure.
We did go to Yellowstone. Did we do anything fucked up there?
Other than
I don't know.
Other than like
Define fucked up.
cooking
Listen.
Jake's burger on the ground.
Hollywood.
Bro, the burger thing, I didn't drop it.
Luke. I didn't drop it either. Why would I drop my own burger?
Because you don't have hands.
I hiked 25 miles that day, all right, to come back to a burger with more rocks in it, all right?
No, it was all dirt, wasn't it?
Tell him the story.
Bro, it was pine
Tell him the
needles
story.
and rocks. All right.
Well, all right. So,
Yeah,
real
Jake,
quick, but I need to
Yeah.
preface this. I need to preface this with like, I took that whole experience as like an honor. This is right. Wasn't this after the House of Food?
After you were on MTV?
Yeah.
It would have been the first
Yeah.
trip after.
Was this after
because-
Myrtle?
Yeah, Myrtle Beach was the second trip.
Basically,
Cheyenne
we all
was
went on
the
road
first.
trips, right? So
Yeah, the
Yeah.
third was
Start at
the
the
Lake
beginning,
House,
you know?
and then fourth was Yellowstone.
our friend group went on road trips, right?
Yeah.
First year after high school, maybe, so we can
Yeah, it
start
would've
there,
been-
I guess.
First year in high school, we went, first year? God,
Was that senior year?
Crazy, too. It was right summer before college, so right
College?
after senior year.
Oh, dang.
So that first trip was wild, man, because we
2011.
went to Denver to watch the Dark Knight Rises premiere, and that was the same night as the Denver Aurora shooting.
we were supposed
We
to be in that
watched
theater,
a
right?
midnight premiere down the street. That was trip one. I
Yep.
honestly didn't think our parents were going to let us go anywhere after that. That was wild. I mean,
That was a fun phone call in the morning to our parents.
at 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Crazy, man. Yeah, that was a sad deal. And then we went up to Frontier Days on that trip.
Yep. Yep.
Second
Went up to
trip-
Cheyenne.
Yeah, second trip.
Oh, yeah,
went
that's cool.
to Myrtle Beach. Stopped in Georgia and got a Georgia peach because Jake loves those.
I set the trip up with our host.
You literally
Didn't go.
and didn't go.
Sarah, I'm sorry. But I was nervous about the fucking screwing up the MTV thing. We're skipping around a little bit, but real quick, I had to make sure that I was going to be okay to film an MTV show before this trip, and so I pussied out and didn't go. Fast
13,
forward,
right?
yeah. Fast forward to the burger incident.
Yeah.
I took it as like I'm gonna do this for my brothers and show them that I can cook for them every meal in Yellowstone and like have like a cool menu and everyone's like really happy and impressed and I was like so excited about this. And the fucking first meal I cook, I'm trying to boil a cauldron of water with just wood because I'm an idiot. Over a wood fire, just guys standing there in the dark waiting to watch water boil. It was the worst environment to just sit around the fire in. Just hungry dudes after, 20 hours of driving. Yeah, that too.
Hiking.
Yes. So it is a running joke that I dropped Jake's burger in the dirt, and I only had one. Because back then I didn't know how to budget or properly get enough food going, so that's my bad.
You
were making a-
burger.
Yeah, rock burgers, man. You were making Wagyu burgers before Wagyu was cool, man.
Yeah.
That was good.
It sounds cliche, but I tried so hard to impress everybody,
And the
and
burger
everyone was
was
just like,
good.
"There's not enough fucking food."
Hey,
they're like, why did you get a 20-pound bag of onions? I put onions in everything. I don't know.
And sweat.
Flavor. Yeah, and
Yes.
sweat.
And sweat.
Well, sweat equity.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll never forget that trip. Because right before we were about to leave, Jacob couldn't find his phone for like 20 minutes. We were all looking, and I was just walking out. Yeah, I was walking out in a field right by the campsite, and I was like, "I'm gonna go pee. I'm gonna try and get ready to go." I looked down. There's Jacob's phone right between my feet.
Out in the pasture.
Sat out there all night in like
Full of
pasture
dew.
high grass.
We had given up. I was like,
Yeah, we were
we're
getting ready to go.
we were leaving. And I remember you like, oh, like, it's down there. And I like look over and you can just barely see the screen shimmering in the morning dew. All night sat there and just turned right on. Totally fine. That was lucky.
That was one of my favorite trips, man, because we went from the Grand Tetons up to Yellowstone, and that was awesome. Went whitewater rafting up on the north side of Montana.
That water felt so good, man. It was so cold, but it felt so good.
Dude.
That this is
River
awesome.
Princess on the front, man, that was great. Yeah, that was a good time. And then what we do after that? We went over to Mount Rushmore.
On the way back,
Yeah. We took the long way home.
Badlands. We went to Badlands. Yeah. Oh my god, that was awful, dude.
Devil's Tower, Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, Devil's Tower was pretty cool. I saw something interesting on Devil's Tower the other day. That people think it could have been like a prehistoric tree, like way back when it turned into like a petrified tree.
Sick.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
The Tree of Life.
Yeah.
Like the Tree of Life. Could you imagine? Because when we were there, that thing was massive.
Yeah. I mean,
like that thing was.
It didn't make any
huge.
sense. Like it just.
it's a volcano caldera, right?
Yeah, it was some sort of erosion thing.
Like I'm pretty sure
Look that up.
it was like I'm pretty sure it was like like lava that like
it's something.
solidified.
It was something weird like that. But that was like I didn't know anything about that until Alex had mentioned it. Like, hey, we got to stop here. I thought that was one of the coolest things because.
Yeah, it was cool. Just there was nothing else around.
There.
It was like the only rock formation is just that giant ass thing, right? Or maybe some smaller ones,
too.
not even half the size of it. But yeah,
And it's also like deeply sacred to Native Americans up there. They're like you stay on the path and don't get off of it. And there like lines on either side of you. That was pretty cool. They're like, yeah, like this place is like haunted. There's a lot of weird energy here. I dig it.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. Like the whole tree aspect of it, I could maybe get on board with because it looks legit like a tree base, like a tree trunk.
Yeah.
I mean the sides of it, it's got the
just
lines
like it.
on it and everything. And someone was saying there's like a root system to it. Like that would be sweet, dude.
Yeah. And of course, Mount Rushmore is a natural phenomenon in the rock. Nothing weird there.
yeah.
Yeah, Mount Rushmore and then the Badlands, I think, was another one. So that was a fun trip.
Edgar Allan Poe knows how to carve the rock, right?
Dude, that old guy.
Not Edgar Allan Poe, bro. The artist. Damn it. So Oklahoma education for you. What's the artist? Van Gogh, not Edgar Allan Poe. Van Gogh, right? He's an artist, right?
Are you saying Van Gogh did the Mount Rushmore?
No, I was just saying. Fuck it, man. Damn it.
We're having fun. This is podcasting.
Da Vinci
Everything's
did Crazy Horse.
That was low key, really cool. When we were doing it, I was like, I just want to go home the fastest way possible. But once you got there, you're like, I'm glad. I'm glad we went there for sure.
Yeah.
We saw the oldest living guy that still worked on it. Yeah. And he was so mean, and he's legendary for being mean up there. There's stories from people all across the country. It's so funny. They're like, he's like the meanest guy. Like, no pictures. Let me see your camera so I can delete it.
Yeah.
Well, and I bet he gets all kinds of crap from like people like, oh, you guys messed up a national monument, or you guys messed up a national formation. I thought it was cool.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
It was fun.
That was cool.
So,
We kind of touched on it earlier, but you know, we went like what 4 years in a row, maybe on trips.
yeah,
4 to 5 years, whatever.
4 or 5 years.
Because we went to Arkansas at one time, but it was like every trip besides Arkansas was like we went, and it was like obviously the shooting, and then we went to Myrtle Beach. That shark attack was literally like 2 hotels north of us or something.
And then there's a bear attack in our campground.
We saw the yellow. It was right behind our campsite.
Yes.
The caution tape, bro. Like the day before we got there. So it's just
and that dude died, right?
Well, yeah,
one of them did.
I think like the old guy that got attacked by a mama bear.
Yeah. Oh man!
And we were terrified the whole time. I remember that because we were trying to bear-proof everything.
It was so cold, man, but it felt so good at
well,
night.
and
I know. Oh, dude, the no light pollution out there is incredible. Like looking up in the sky and seeing the galaxy. Everyone should have to do that at some point in their life. That was one of the coolest things.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Every star, man, just looked like Star Wars.
And you're out so far. It's the farthest I've ever been surrounded by like a bunch of people, but no one has cell service. Unless you have a satellite phone, you do not have a cell phone, basically.
Yeah.
And that was like a cool experience that was completely freeing. At a certain point, you're like no one's calling, nothing.
Yeah. We're dead if something happens.
Yeah, for sure.
And that was back we were still all tied to our phones then, but like today, it's like. Man, like imagine being out there today, bro. Like no service, it's like we'd all lose our minds. It's like man.
No, I can't go 15 minutes without TikTok.
Yeah, I love
yeah.
love it.
I just downloaded TikTok, so that's great. It's about to get banned.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Download.
China.
Oh man, where would we go on a next trip? What do you think would be a next fun trip? I mean, we're all starting to start families here, have wives. Some of us have kids. I've got 30 of them. What is the next trip that we think would be fun with everyone?
What's the most humane way to store 30 kids?
No.
A school bus.
A school bus?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I was kind of wondering.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I thought you were gonna give us something then.
I thought like maybe like a semi tractor trailer that's just filled with like a capsule hotel. Like you show up in your big rig, you and Mackenzie, the dogs are up in the cabin.
Optimus Prime.
Yeah, exactly. Ross is like Optimus Prime.
Man. Oh man, we have to start washing our underwear in separate loads, man.
You are a sick person with probably a large penis, but we can edit that out.
Yeah. And a great dad, man. Ross is a great dad.
Of course.
Very average, but I appreciate that. Thank you. No, but I think like the grown-ups movies have always been like something that would be so cool. Like all of us go on like a cabin, something like that, man. Because like you said, people are so plugged in their phones nowadays. I just want to go somewhere where we can all just chill.
Yeah.
No phones, nothing like that. I think that would be awesome.
I think we could probably just find like a gigantic like a Yellowstone like lodge somewhere. That'd probably be the coolest way to do it.
Yeah, we'll ask John Dunn. We'll just give him a call. Kevin Costner. He's a Kansas City guy.
Rip.
Get out of my town.
Yeah, it's good.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yep.
Well, what else? You got anything fun going on this weekend?
I mean, I gotta watch the K-State game tomorrow, so that's nerve-wracking.
What time is that?
I don't know, actually. Do you guys know?
Yeah, there's only 2 games.
Jamie, look that
up.
up.
There's only 2 games tomorrow, right?
I think so.
Yeah, there's two games tomorrow. Looks like they play tomorrow at 5:09 Central Standard Time, which is where we are.
Oh, that's good. That's a better tip-off than normal.
Yeah. What was that first game you guys were like?
8:40. And the game, I think, before went into overtime. Or no. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
No, you guys got the good time tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It'd be a good game.
Again.
I'm just mad that KU's out. Can't talk about it.
Yeah,
so.
hopefully Bill Self's out.
Defending national champions. Defending
It's hard to read.
national champions. And they're salty still.
It's hard.
I'm
Yeah,
not salty. I'm just disappointed, man. That's all. You can be disappointed.
You can
want
be
more for
disappointed
your team.
because when the best head coach in the entire tournament misses for health reasons, it comes out a complete different ballgame.
Well, of course,
In
like,
Arkansas,
even with, like, COVID, dude, like, we all know KU got shafted out of that tournament.
Oh, that was the best team that year by far. By far, the 2020 Kansas Jayhawks would have won that tournament.
Jerome Tang said it yesterday. He's like, Big 12 should have had, like, 4 in a row.
yeah. And how about Tom Izzo coming out with foolishness? Our conference is the best.
No,
It's like,
my
get
God.
out of here, dude.
Get out of here.
The Big Ten, you guys are good.
Come on.
You guys statistically have been a very good conference for
Right.
basketball and football and other stuff
Yeah.
statistically. But this year, the Big 12, I mean, the best teams had 6 or 7, 8 losses in conference play. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, Big 12 almost had 70% of their teams in.
Yeah.
Because
a
Oklahoma
good
State
year, man.
would have been the next one in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was cool to see that Jerome Tang kind of had a fire under his ass when they asked him about that. Where he was like, yeah, like, big, you know, he's like, I was trying to do an impression of it. The Big 12, yeah, of course, I'll have to work on my Jerome Tang impression. I think I could actually probably do it. We both have kind of high voices.
Yeah, you got to get him on the podcast, man. Let's see if we can interview him. 2 KU guys and 1 KC guy.
he'd
Let's
do
go.
it.
He is the man. Let's just work on getting this thing into something that he'd be like proud to come on.
Just like this right here.
What?
What are you
All right.
doing? Huh? Come on, get that out of here.
Yeah.
KU fan. You're a KU
Rock
fan.
chalk, baby.
There you go.
Go Cats.
But still, that was hype.
him know.
That was hype,
Let him
though.
know.
Dude.
That was hype.
There's a little bit of you got a little bit like suave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we admit that Kansas State basketball is starting to come around, will you admit that KU football is starting to come around a little bit?
Yeah, you know that I believe that. I watch KU football.
I don't.
Yes, I watch KU football. I have strong opinions about KU football.
You used to be one of the biggest KU football fans I know.
I still remember all that knowledge, Ross. I'm a historian in the late 1990s and early 2000s of KU football.
Mr. Football
Yeah, man.
himself, Jake.
Hey, there was a sad news today. Pokemon, changing subjects, but I think Pokemon aired their final episode today.
What?
Ash and Pikachu.
No!
Yeah, it aired in Japan today. I didn't watch it. Can't say I watched a Pokemon episode in probably 10 years, but you know, it's always nice.
Dude, how
Pokemon's part
long
of our
was
stuff
that
growing up, but
on the air.
96?
6 years, I think, is what they said. Yeah, 26,
Oh
27,
my
27.
96, I think.
Yeah. And it was, Ash and Pikachu.
Bro.
Man. So I think it aired either today or yesterday. I'm getting my dates mixed up, but
That's crazy. 20.
isn't that cool,
That
man?
is-
Pokemon, dude.
Because didn't even I think Rocket Power, or was it not Rocket Power? Team Rocket. Those guys.
Yeah, Team Rocket.
I'm pretty sure they also pieced out because they're not ending Pokemon, right? They're just getting rid of Pikachu and Ash.
I think Pikachu, the duo Pikachu and Ash
Yeah, they're like,
And
signed
that is
off
still
or something.
probably pretty popular in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I saw a bunch of clips on Twitter, and it was all in obviously Japanese, you know, and it was just like,
Yeah.
oh man,
dude, Pokemon was like the original Fortnite.
yeah, Pokemon.
Dude, playing
man.
po-
remember that?
Dang
Man?
it.
Pokemon on.
That's like full circle for
Yeah.
us because that was our generation growing up, collecting cards, doing all that, and then to see it go away here, like that's full circle. That's pretty cool.
I still have my cards and the Game Boy Advance.
Vance Weber gave all my good ones away.
Games.
Good job, Vance! Woohoo!
Fucking asshole. And my Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh, man.
He just took a binder to preschool and was like, here.
He didn't
Just
know.
sold
It was
those
just a
for
young
like
buck.
$13, man.
No, hey, man. Some of them were worth thousands, bro. I have a Charizard. I don't think it's the best. It's in really good condition, but it's not like one of the rated 10 or whatever.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
so probably worth $500, but
Yeah. You sell it to some Japanese kid, I'm sure he'd take it.
hell yeah. And then speaking of Fortnite, man, you see they rolled out that Creative 2.0, bro.
Dude, that looks awesome.
They made Call of Duty in Fortnite. They made Halo in Fortnite.
Excuse
Mario
me.
Kart is in Fortnite.
Can you expand more on that? Because I literally don't know about this.
Yes, Jake, you go ahead. You're kind of the streamer on that.
Yeah, someday maybe. No, yeah. So like in creative in Fortnite, right?
Yeah.
You got creative mode. They have all this different stuff. Me or you or Ross or anybody, any Joe Blow can make an average, in a map or a level of playthrough, a death run or whatever it is. But people they made that's I think it's based off the map Rust in Call of Duty, I believe, kind of.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And it's just same feel as like Call of Duty, but it's in Fortnite mode, So it's like capture the different points and stuff. And then the OG map in Fortnite, I think Haunted is back.
What?
Tilted Towers.
Really?
That just came, there was 2 teams racing to come out with that today, and I think it's just out today. So we might have a big update to download on our Fortnite. But it's a creative map. You just like the modes. You just go to creative and play OG, baby.
I know what we're doing after this.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna start downloading it.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't played, but yeah. So it's sweet.
Check it
Fortnite,
out.
that's just gonna change the game. Like Fortnite hasn't died. It's been around. Battle Royale's been around for 5 years now. It's just still.
They keep changing.
Call of Duty's Call of Duty.
Yeah.
For the good. I mean, that's like
I
the tip of the spear.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everyone kind of got down on Fortnite a little bit. All the OGs and all that. But I think they're trying to make it better, trying to make a comeback. I mean, trying to fail forward a little bit. I like it. I joined late, so.
I'm curious to see what's going to happen to like Fortnite and Call of Duty when the new NCAA football game comes out, because those are about to take a hit.
Yeah.
For sure. I know when that game comes out, I'm going to have, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, man, those games are so good. That and obviously the NCAA football was so good, man. And then NCAA baseball was good too.
MVP Baseball 05 is the best game, hands down.
NCAA to 14.
It's good, but MVP Baseball 05.
On what? Like a
what's
Sega Genesis?
It was Xbox, bro.
So you do. All right, well, let's all go for like your. I don't know. We all have favorite video games, right? Times change, but like, what's like your all right, man, I can play this game every day. Besides, so we all play Fortnite, some Halo, some Call of Duty now, but something. Jacob, you go first. What's like, all right, man, this game is just the best. My favorite game of all time.
I don't know about my favorite game of all time, but like if someone had to challenge me to a game that I was gonna something for stakes, I would play probably Mario Party. I was pretty hard to beat with
a Nintendo.
With the what's the chick in like the Iron Man suit? I don't remember her name at all.
Did you play
Mario Party?
Did you play an N64?
Yeah. The chick that I don't know, she had like the big like energy blaster.
Ironheart.
Look that up.
Whatever. I am legendary at that chick, and I could beat almost anyone. And I played a guy a couple years ago at some bar in Kansas City, and I just started whooping dudes. Like, people were getting legitimately mad and be like, is this guy like cheating or something? I was like, no, I'm just autistically good at this. I don't know.
No, I can see her.
Is it
Roger
Metroid?
Well, that's not chick.
Yeah, that was the Iron Man looking suit, but
Jacob, are you looking it up?
Now I am.
Jake, right?
Of course, you guys are sitting in
I
front of
always play-
computers I guess I am too, but it's a laptop. It's shittier.
What are you talking
Fuck
about?
you, bro.
What are you out in the freaking? I always played with Kirby, man.
Kirby was tight. Oh wait, Mario Party's not the
Yeah, I
game.
was gonna say you're thinking of the wrong one. You're thinking of
Smash Bros. Is it Smash Bros?
Smash Bros.
Super
You're
Smash,
thinking of Smash
Super
Bros.
Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Yeah, like where all the different characters are fighting.
Yeah.
The levels up, you can jump and jump. Yeah,
Yeah,
what you're talking
that's
about.
the game, not Mario Party, because I'm the dumbass.
Are you thinking of Samus?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, that person is. I'm.
I was always a Link guy.
Link was dope. So was Donkey Kong.
I was always Pikachu or Kirby.
Pikachu. Yeah.
It's a good- that's a good game, man. I'm sure they had that. Dang, that's good. All right, Mario Party. All right, I mean, sorry, Smash Bros.
Super Smash Bros.
Damn it, Ross. What about you, buddy?
All right, mine goes back to a little bit of nostalgia here. So I remember when this game came out, my brother and I would play it all the time. And he was a big gamer. He kind of got me hooked into games. And this game we would play doubles on, and we were literally unstoppable. But I'm going to say Halo 3. Halo 3 was like one of those games that like revolutionized the online gameplay a little bit. I think it was Halo 3 when online came out. But the doubles and everything like that was some of the most fun we would have.
Kingslayer, Killjoy.
Up until Call of Duty came out, you know, that was the go-to for a long, long time.
Killionaire.
That's good. That's yeah. That's good, Ross. That was good. I never. Yeah, Halo was good. I either played it at your house or at Alex's house because we had a PlayStation.
That was back when Bungie.
Halo was only Xbox, so.
Yeah.
What about you, Jake?
Yeah. I would take it back to the N64 as well, man. Or earlier days of PlayStation 2. But my top one would be like, man, the GoldenEye, N64 GoldenEye.
I knew
man.
it. Yep.
That's so good. I loved it, dude.
Classic theme. Classic theme song.
Perfect Dark.
I know, dude.
Ding 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 ding.
Like it was so good.
Yeah.
Dude, we were very fortunate to grow up with peak gaming. Like everything, like as it revolutionized.
Yeah.
That was.
This just came back to me.
Bomberman in Jake's basement for like like years, and then we would play Perfect Dark all the time.
Do you guys remember the N64 Pikachu game?
Pink one or the yellow one?
Yeah.
The yellow one.
There was the one where you had like a headset and you could talk to Pikachu.
Oh.
There was a game that had a headset and you talked to Pikachu. It sounded, I mean, of course it was terrible, but it was like, it was, I remember seeing that in the Christmas catalog and like almost shitting myself, just being like, oh my god, you could actually talk to the fucking like video game guys?
Nah, dude. Man, yeah, that was so sick. Dude, like the N64, because that was like, you had the Pokemon game, right? And then we all had, you know, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, whatever. So we played the green, red, blue, yellow Pokemon games. You can
Silver,
sync them up.
Yep.
Man. It's just
Yeah.
like, dude.
Game Shark?
Trade Pokemon. Yeah.
Game Shark, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I love putting in the cheat codes.
Yeah. On Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Oh man. That was peak gaming.
It was.
Game has gone
I'll
a long
never
ways.
forget after school talking with the boys, talking trash on Call of Duty, and trying not to like say something so loud that someone in the other room hears you and you get in trouble, but also like some pretty nasty trash talking going on in those lobbies with the kids.
It was wild out there, man. Did all of you nuke besides me?
Not me. I was terrible at Call of Duty. I could never do anything.
I was one kill away from a nuke. That was my claim to fame. I'll never get the nuke. I was one kill away.
I never got one, and I felt so worthless.
I got what was the game that came out a couple years after? Like Moab, like MOAB.
Oh yeah.
You get one of those, and it wasn't as many kills at the end. But
No, the nuke was cool. That was like, because it wasn't 25 kills.
25.
Yeah, that's
And
an
you
accomplishment.
got most of them from your perks, though. I mean, if you got the right perks, you could get a lot of them. Because you had the Harrier Strike and then the gunship. So once you got those, if you were hiding in the right spot, you could definitely get to 25. But.
Do you want to go ride in an AC-130 gunship?
I want to
Yeah,
do
we
those
can load up.
that hog hunting, dude. Have you seen those guys that ride in helicopters and they shoot machine guns and they like shoot wild hogs to like?
It's a coward.
Because I guess they're invasive or something. What'd you say?
We'll save this hunting talk for the next time.
Apparently, we have some strong feelings about hunting.
All right.
No, but to your point, I think what you're getting at is it'd be so sick to just shoot one of those just miniguns. It was like 1,000 rounds a minute or something.
Yeah. Well, dude, the AC-130 gunship has like a tank cannon,
my God.
smaller cannons, mini guns. It has missiles. Like,
The precision
exciting.
on that shit too.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
oh, it's nuts.
I would just love a thermal scope. Let's start there. A thermal scope would be pretty cool.
That would be sweet. Very sweet. Can you get those, or is that like illegal?
I think you can get them. I think they're just super expensive.
No. Well, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So this is it. This is podcasting.
Dude,
Episode one. We finally made it.
One.
Yeah,
One,
we'll pray to the podcasting gods that this recording went well, and hope for the best.
Daddy chill.
But we want to thank everyone for listening, and this has been fun, and we look to do this probably once a week, and we'll just keep evolving with it, and it's exciting.
Yeah. Be patient.
if you guys have
Episode
ideas, send them in. We want to hear them. We want to
Absolutely.
hear them. Send in your ideas. If you guys want, know someone that would come on the show as a guest, let us know. Email us at thereacharoundpod@gmail.com. That is thereacharoundpod@gmail.com. You can
Yeah,
be a
like
sponsor
us
of this
on
show.
socials. We're getting better, baby. Oh my God, we're getting better.
Oh, yeah.
Like us, follow us. Be patient. We're here. Peace and love.
Like and
Jacob
follow
Ross.
us on our social media. Tell your friends. Tell their friends to tell their friends. We could be very mediocre. Let's do this.
Copyright.
Copyright.
All right, guys.
All right. Till next
Well,
time.
Thanks for listening. See you next week.
Yeah.
This is The Reach Around.